this up with friends. Number one, obviously, maintaining friendship is absolutely key and important. Actually doing something with this, you guys should sign up as contributors because you are either at the very minimum hoping to get your product paid for or earning a little residual. And there is a system in place that we have to support that. And I teach and I love and I believe in a rejection-free invite. I'm a kind of a direct person because I don't want people to feel like I'm the one who's, I was the one who had the biggest problem with network marketing, probably more than anybody I knew. I had my ideas about what this was, and I was sure I was that person who was never going to be in the category of somebody who said, I'm doing an MLM. Never thought those words would come out of this mouth, right? But obviously I love this product. I got massive results with it in my life. I saw massive results in my family's life, and I wanted to share it. But I ran a business for 14 years where I sold stuff, and it was not impacting lives. It was charm jewelry. People spent boatloads of money on it, and I had no problem with that. So frankly, I'm not sure what the hang up is with people, and I expected my friends to come shop at my store, right? And they showed up, and they did. And now all of a sudden, we think people are judging us because we're in an MLM and showing them something. But the thing is, I understand what we have, they can't get anywhere else. So I think I'm doing them a favor by reaching out to them. I would not be doing them a favor if I was trying to convince them that this was the best thing for them. So I was talking to Tama earlier. I had a breakthrough this weekend, and I was talking about certainty and posture. And I have rock solid posture in this. But my husband was breaking it out with me, and he was saying, like, it was just in this conversation, I had this breakthrough. Like, I just came back from this event, and when you had one of those, you ran up to the front, you rang a gong, you yelled breakthrough, and everybody cheered. I was like waiting for the cheering, and I needed to ring the gong because my breakthrough was, where is my certainty and why is my posture solid? Yes, I know we have a great product, and yes, I know we have a great opportunity. Is it the best? No, I don't know that. Is it a good one? Absolutely. Where my certainty comes in place is I absolutely know that somebody I show this to is going to get light up about what they see, about what they hear. Sometimes it's going to be for product, and sometimes it's going to be for product and opportunity. What I don't know is if that's going to be you, if I'm reaching out to you. So my invite is simply this. Look at, and it's usually like, what are you doing these days, right? You get that question. What are you up to? What are you keeping yourself busy? Well, you know what? Interesting. But I recently came across something new. So I launched a new venture actually in the health and wellness arena. I came across a product that's a category creating product. It's actually a breakthrough, and it's in the realm of biohacking. It works on a genetic level. So it's made a huge impact into my life. And based on the results I've seen people get, I got involved. The product has 12 patents and 23 peer reviews. And what it does, never been done before on planet Earth. So it's pretty exciting. I usually stop talking at that point and I just smile. And they said, well, what is that? Tell me more about that. You know what? And then I said, love to, but I'd have to kill you. No, kidding. I say, you know what? I'd love to share it with you. Like I said, the science is super interesting. There is a business opportunity, and that definitely isn't for everybody. But if you're open to taking a look, I'd love to show you what it is. I keep it really simple. I actually just book a time when you have 20 minutes in front of a computer, and I'll walk you through the information. And you'll know in 10 minutes if it's going to interest you or not. It may be for you and it may not be. Honestly, I'm just looking for somebody that this is a fit for right now. So does that sound good? Would you like to do that? Yeah, sure, I'm open to that. Okay, great. What's your week look like? When can we set it up? And that's it. So I say the science is interesting. There's a business opportunity, and that's definitely not for everybody. But, if you'd like to check it out, I'd love to share it with you. And then I tell them how it rolls. So I send you a Zoom link. It's like Skype, but better. And you just click on it. It loads this free application, and we get to sit, and I get to see your pretty face. Have a cup of coffee or something like this, and I'll walk you through the information. And, you know, like I said, you'll know in 10 minutes. Does that sound good? Yeah. So when we're doing our coffee Zoom, right? How would I treat a friend that I cared about? Number one, I would show this to them. I would definitely want them to do this with me. If they were truly my friend and I cared about them, I'm excited about this. It's a heck of an opportunity, and the product, life-changing. What kind of friend would I be if I took 2 weeks to follow up? I don't think a very good one. I wouldn't also be a good friend if I tried to convince them that this is what they need. If there's any sort of resistant pushback, I say, hey, that's okay. I understand it's not for everybody. I totally appreciate you looking. And even on a product level, you know, if they're asking questions, it goes well. And if they're giving me statements, well, I don't really believe in supplements, and well, I've done this before and it's not worked out for me. And okay, that's great. Yeah, like I said, I totally get it. It's not for everybody, right? Back away, walk away. You know, what do you want to do? Do you want to leave it for now? Do you want to try it out? You know, I love asking a direct question. My follow-up, so are you going to do this Life Vantage thing with me? Are we going to run with this? Or are you going to pass? Any answer is okay. What are you going to do? Right? So I don't think I'm pushy. I think I'm just offering it. If they say they don't want an appointment, which nobody has ever actually said that, I would take no for an answer. But let's check it out and see if this is a fit. And if it's not, we'll know. And that's okay, right? So I chatted with Tama. She's my girl. Love you, Tama. So she is my running mate in this. And I tell you, when you finally find one in your team, it's so exciting. So I had this vision and this idea for a little group that we're creating this month. And so before I launched it, I called Tama. Well, I kind of created it, and then I put her in the group. I said, what do you think? But we're having a 15 and 30 contest for October. So the system is to do 15 presentations a month. That's not even one a day, right? It's 15 a month. It's easy. If you mention you want to reach out to 5 friends, if you actually just got a little more confident, my certainty, like I said, is not in that they're going to join. It's not even that they should join or should take this. It's just like, actually, Karen, I think you said it better than I've ever heard anybody. I need to feel good about myself that if I didn't show you this for a year and, you know, I end up rocking with this, you'll be like, hey, why didn't you show me that thing, right? Because all we're doing is sorting and sifting to try to find out who's looking for this. That's it. Tell people that. This isn't for everybody, but I'd love to show you to see if it's for you. I never thought it'd be for me, but I'm kind of stoked about this, you know? So I keep it real simple. I send you this link. We sit in front of a computer. I walk you through the information, and you'll know in 10 minutes. You can let me know. It may be for you. It may not be. And if it isn't, it's okay. I'm just looking for people that are kind of, this is a fit for right now. I'm going to show you all aspects. I'm going to show you a little bit of the science, and I'm going to show you the business. And you tell me what, if any of those, interest you. Sound good? Yeah, so that's what I do. So what I'm doing now, I want to show you guys real quick, is how I do a presentation. Well, you disabled the screen sharing. I think if you go to manage, participants.
Try it now.
Okay. Oh, there we go. So if I go in here, so I usually don't have this much stuff pulled up. But I will have, we just went all over. I just did a presentation. I'll have Plan B pulled up. I will have ABC Live It. For me, it's often what you see first that you kind of fall in love with. For me, it's this version that I like. So I say to people, okay, so this is a video I'm going to share with you. It's 9 minutes, 38 seconds. This aired on the news in 2005. Halfway through, there's an update that'll bring us to 2012. And when it's done, if you like what you see, I'll bring you completely up to date in a couple of minutes. Okay? Okay. We watch the video. And then when it's done, I say, pretty interesting, hey? Or today I said to the girl, so have you heard of that before? She's like, yeah, I had this gut feeling. She was in, she's from the California area. She goes, yeah, 2 years ago, I saw it. I said, she goes, the timing wasn't right, but she goes, it makes sense. So she goes, it still makes sense to me. I said, well, let me show you where we're at today. So I say, we've got this little website we pulled together that's got some additional information on it. Very often I'll go, I'm going to play you another 2-minute video, watch this. And I click on this one and I play. And I expand it so it's big. And I say, that was published last year. In an industry that can't make any claims at all, we can actually make this one, that it increases lifespan.
So which one are you showing?
This one here.
National Institute of Aging. Okay, thank you.
And when it's done, and I say, so that was published last year. And if we go down here to PubMed, and then I explain, so PubMed is the NIH's online library for all published peer-reviewed journal articles. If we type Protandim into the search, so this is a government website, you'll get 23 hits on Protandim. There are 23 published peer reviews. And this last one was published in a journal called Geroscience of April this year. This had to do with muscle wasting in elderly. This one on MS. This one, supplementation of Protandim on athletes. Osteoarthritis. Oh, longer lifespan. And we go down here and it talks about what they actually discovered this is it activates a protein response called NRF2. And actually this is the fastest growing area of science. This is why we're calling this product a biohack. NRF2 is the master regulator protein of your survival genes. And this turns it on better than anything else on the market, right? We have studies published on Protandim in cancer, Protandim on heart disease. While we can't make any claims, these are studies that universities funded and paid for because of the ABC News piece that aired on the news. So if we go back to here, so when I looked at this, honestly, my jaw kind of hit the desk and I thought, this is interesting and this is something different. And I'd never heard about that. So when I realized we were in at the beginning, I looked at the business side of this. And again, like I said, this isn't for everybody, but I'm going to show you so you can make that decision. And I don't want to make that decision for you. So this is an earnings claim statement. LifeVantage is actually publicly traded on the NASDAQ stock exchange. And there's 10 different levels the company goes through. And this was never created for network marketing. Actually, after it aired on the news, they got this overwhelming response. Their stock went from something like $1 to $20 in 24 hours. And Dr. McCord actually put it into GNC vitamin stores. 15,000 GNC vitamin stores across the US. And the highest he could get his sales to was about $3 million a year. That averaged half a bottle per store per month. Not very good. They actually test marketed network marketing division based on a consultant they were working with, recommended it, because they had this ABC primetime news clip that aired positive results, and that never happens for ABC investigative reports. When it did, well, that was the piece, and it went crazy. Now they're in network marketing only, and in 4 years, after pulling it off the shelves, they went from 3 million to 200 million. And this is the kind of incomes you can learn. And the average middle incomes of this company are between $1,000 and $5,000 a month. So it's pretty good. Even at the early levels, it's not just the guys at the top. And for me, I thought, you know what, with what's going on in the world is changing. Who can't use an extra income? And honestly, I didn't know if this would ever really grow into something for me, but I didn't want to miss out on giving it a shot because I knew I wanted to take these products and I knew people who'd probably be interested in taking them too. So, now my goal is next year to be at the 7th level, earning $100,000 a year. And it took me 14 years to build a business that got me to that level in retail. So I love this model and I'm a huge fan of it in LifeVantage. So That's the business aspect of it. And if you look, the site has a lot of videos on it, and there's products overview, there's new products and everything like that. So yeah, that's what we have. And if I pause and I stop breathing, they ask a question or say something or tell me a story about something going on with them. And we just have a conversation. That's it. Everything's okay. And I don't try to get manipulative and turn it around and ask leading questions and all of this stuff. I just let whatever they bring me be okay. And again, all I know is if I do my job right and show them this, and I say, so I don't know what you want to do. They're like, well, you know, this is kind of interesting. I like this idea. Okay, well, if you want to watch the business, I suggest for homework you watch video 11 and 13. They'll tell you how you can join the different packs involved and that type of thing. And, if they ask questions about, well, how much is the product? I'll say, look, I'll show you on my website, because all distributors have a website, because they have more than just Protanum now. They have a second Protanum. So we have a Protanum that gets rid of the garbage in your system, cellular garbage, and we have one that starts up the engines. It actually stimulates your cell's ability to make new mitochondria. And that's your energy production organelles in the cells. And a lot of diseases and aging has a link to mitochondrial dysfunction. So this addresses both aspects. This is why this isn't a supplement. This is something totally different. We have the same technology in an energy drink that's nerve 2 activation for the brain. So this addresses brain fatigue. So I drink this in my water every day. It just wakes my brain up and I feel smarter, like I'm firing on all cylinders. They have a smart weight management line, which actually, they have a probiotic in here that they can barely keep on the shelves. This probiotic is better than what you're going to find in a health food store because it's got 2 patented systems. The first one's going to help it get to where it needs to go and pass that stomach acid and not get destroyed. It's called BioTrack, and it's got something called Wellmune, where it's going to help seal off. You've heard of leaky gut, right? Helps close off those leaks in the gut. So powerful probiotic that a lot of people are getting great results with. And then they put the same technology in skincare. And, I'm absolutely addicted to this. So, this is definitely a little bit of a luxury, but I want to hang on to my youthful look. So I love the skincare. You buy it as a whole regimen. It's a bit of a savings. And yeah. So usually people were now talking and conversing and they're asking me about, what about the eye serum? What about this? And I'll say, they're like, well, I'd like to try it as a customer. And I definitely want to try that eye serum. Okay, sure. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create a little cart for you. And you were interested in the Protanum as well, yeah, right? Yeah, I definitely want to try the Protanum, the eye serum, and one of those Axios. Okay, let me show you the flavors. So there's a decaf and a caffeinated version, and the caffeinated version is the amount of a cup of coffee. They're like, oh yeah, bring on the caffeine. Okay. Personally, I like them all, but my favorite is the dragon fruit, whatever, add it to the cart. So there, does that look like what you want to try? Yeah, that looks good. Okay, well, what I'm gonna do is got this cool little feature. I'm actually gonna just send you the link and you can check out. Right here, if I go share. And I'm showing them this, so it's part of their training. I'm gonna copy this, gonna open up an email and I'll send it to you in an email. Awesome, yeah. And that way you know what, I like that. There's a lot of people want to try it first. That's great. Let's keep the conversation going. And as a matter of fact, what I can do is we've got this little Team Momentum Facebook page where we post stories and testimonials and articles and that. Are you okay if I add you to that and you can stay in touch with the information and we could talk from there? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. Okay. Put them right in my Team Momentum page, add them in, and I'll approve it as soon as I see it in there. And that's it. They're like, want to talk about the packs? Well, in the US, it's a little harder. You actually have to sign them up first to talk about the packs. But I'll say, watch video 11. Let's follow up in 2 days because that's a big decision to make right now on the spot. And we do a follow-up. That's my presentation. So Any questions?
I had a comment about the eye serum.
Yeah.
You know, when you're old, you're desperate, so I put it all over my whole eyes, not just under the eyes, right? I mean, I put it all over, and
Yeah.
it is the best foundation for keeping my eye makeup on
Yeah.
because it doesn't smear, it doesn't go away. At the end of the day, it still looks pretty fresh, and that's awesome. I think
And you
that's a
know what?
great feature.
When you're talking to somebody, share those stories, what you love
Right.
about. That's so important, right?
Right. And then, you know, I'm losing brown spots on my face, and Selena told me to put it on my hands, so I started putting it on my hands, and now I have just like freckles. You know what I mean? I don't have the ugly brown things that I had before. Now I'm
Yeah.
going for my legs.
See, I love that.
Gonna put it on my legs. Get rid of the brown spots on the legs. I
And
do
if
have a
you were my
question.
friend, Karen, and you didn't tell me that, I'd be like choked, right? That's the stuff I want to hear about. I'm like, I
Yeah.
need some of that too.
Yeah, yeah. And then I tell about my friend Jo in England. Now she's moved back to England, but we just FaceTimed yesterday. She's sending me a check for $360 because she can't get Axio in England, and she's furious because I brought her some this summer when I went. I said, just try this. What do you think? She's like, oh my gosh. Okay, give me as much as you can. I want every bit you brought, and then I'm buying it from you. And I sent it to her as a thank you gift. I sent her 2 months supply as a thank you gift, and now she wants 6 months supply. And she said, you need to talk to those people. I'm going to call those people and ask them, tell them they need to get this in England because people here need this. So she's like radical about it. And she has rheumatoid arthritis, and this has really helped her a lot. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's what I tell people.
Yeah. And those are real stories, right? So, yeah, that's not selling. That's being a good friend to share those stories. So, yeah.
Can you redo that? I'm trying to take notes and look up, and I'm not fast enough.
That's okay. I think Tam has got this on record, right?
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. So,
Just clicking the link. I just glanced up and it was gone.
Yeah,
In the cart, when you do the cart. Yeah, okay.
the flow is really easy. I don't know what it looks like on you guys, but I always do abcliveit.com. I like it, and I tell them, you're going to see how it aired on the news in 2005. Halfway through, there's an update to 2012, and then I'll bring you completely up to date right after. I go to Plan B, and I just kind of scroll through these, or sometimes, depending on, the time crunch or whatever, I'll say, this is where we're at today. It's just 2 minutes. I'm going to play it for you. And then I hit play on video 4. And then I say, so in an industry that can't make any claims, we can actually make that one. And they're like, whoa. I'm like, I know. Let me show you what else it says. So this is the online library, so PubMed. And I just kind of talk about the first few. And I say the fact that we have studies in PubMed sets us apart. Most people say they're backed by science. They're talking about the ingredients. We're talking about the actual product. You can't type in another product and get hits like that. We have 23, and the number keeps growing. Back to here, and the next click is earnings claim statement. And I just talk about the numbers. I just show them this. I don't get into how they earn money and all that. You know what? People see an opportunity. They're impressed by something they've never seen before, and they know they're first, And I say, look, there's like 80,000 distributors in the world. There's 2,000 in Canada, right? We're early. Actually, it's so nice because I'm talking to a few Americans and they've heard about this, but they weren't followed up with. And now I have 2 of them who are jumping this month, joining as distributors. And it was extra validation that it's still around, and I got to show them the updates. They were easy pickings, So when it's a little tougher when you have to do all this education around it, but if they've already been warmed up a bit, it's just going to get that much easier if we come in and they've seen it already. So I talk about the middle ranks here. I do not stress this because, we can wrap our heads around $500, $1,000 a month. I don't know about you, but I don't ever believe $1 million a year, right? I'm not going to believe that. I'm like, sure, 2 people, 10 people. But if I can make $1,000 a month, that's good enough. And then I'll go from there. But And then I go back to, where are we here? And then I actually go into my site and I say, let me show you the different products I have available. And that way, if we start talking about them, we're on my site and I could put them in the cart and then I could share the cart and they could check out. And if they want distributorship, I can just say there's 3 different packs and they're all product packs and we can go through the join us. But, sadly, we have to go through this first. And sometimes I do. I'll say, okay, I'll put your name in here just to get to the pack part. We'll show you that. The next screen, they show the different packs and what's in them. And then I go through that and they talk about that. Not everybody, 90% of distributors are going to take a few days. Okay, well, I have to digest this. This is a lot, but I'm super excited. Okay, great. Well, and then I ask and I book the follow-up. I say, this is awesome. What do you want to do from here? So that we stay on top of communication with each other. What's a good amount of time frame? What do you need? They say, well, you know what? Give me 2 days. Give me a week. Okay, so if I touch base with you, or they say, I got a lot of people last week saying after October 2nd. Okay, so if I'll send you a text on the 2nd and we'll set up a time. I didn't even do it with one girl and she's like, already, she goes, I didn't forget. She goes, what time works for you? She goes, how about 9 a.m.? Whoops, you're in BC. I'm like, hey girl, I'll do 9 a.m. 6 a.m. I do that all the time. So I have a 6 a.m. appointment. So that's okay. I'll program my coffee machine so I'll be ready. So yeah, so if you're professional and if your certainty comes in the fact that somebody is going to go, wow, love it. And if you make it okay that it's not them, there's no uncomfortable awkwardness about it, And if I truly believe and I know that I'm going to find some awesome running mates, I just don't know who they are. I just have to find out. I have to show it to them to find out, right? And the magic words for me now are, the science is interesting. There is a business opportunity, and that's definitely not for everybody. But I'd love to show you. It's easy. We do it online. You'll know in 10 minutes. So I'll just book, what's your week like? What time works for you? What day and time? And I get out my calendar and I book an appointment, And then it's professional. And then I send them a Zoom invite. And Zoom sends them an email. And they get to accept, decline. And then Google sends them a reminder. So it's perfect. It's so professional, right? So that's it.
That you're using for Zoom? Or do we have to get our own Zoom?
Actually, you can do it through the free application, but I think Zoom is the best business investment we can make. For $15 a month, US, that's cheap. And I'm on Zoom. Now I don't even talk on the phone. I'm like, let's go on Zoom and talk to friends. I talk to,
So what's the difference between using Zoom and FaceTime?
FaceTime, you can't share your screen.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Right. And the key is to make this smooth and simple is I'm clicking through things and not saying, okay, no, it's not plan B, plan B. No, don't put it in Google. Put it in type it in the URL. They're like, what? I'm like, no, abcliveit.com. No, don't Google search it. Right. It's become too much. Yeah. And then I'm clicking the cart and sharing and then shooting them off an email at the end with the plan B link. And so, and they're like, wow, that was fun. That was easy. I'm like, yeah, I know. You gotta love technology. Hey, I never leave my home anymore. I'm like, this business used to be built by doing meetings and going to coffee shops. And now look at us. We get to squeeze out 20 minutes and do it at home.
One of the women from Soul Ventures, she said, so that means I have to order everything through you, right? And I said, no, absolutely not. You set up your own account, you manage it, you order when you want. She really liked that idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm here to answer questions and I'd like to, kind of check in with you regularly, but you just manage your own account.
Yep. You order the products. It's like an online shopping process, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, it's up to, you're the boss of it from there. You want to stop it? It's on you. Go for it, you know? But we'll stay in touch because I would love to hear your feedback and how you're finding it. And, you know, I'll touch base in a week. How are your first few days going? Did you get through the detox part? You know? And then you're there to handle anything that they say. Well, wow, I had one girl goes, I think my blood pressure is up. I said, and we talked about that. I said, yeah, because remember I told you it's normal if you have high blood pressure. Sometimes it spikes. And at that point, you definitely want to cut yourself back, stop it for 3 days and go back on half a pill. She's like, okay, I'll test it. I'm testing it tomorrow. She's like, no, it's good. I'm like, okay, keep going. But, you know, she knows I care. We're having a conversation about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, Becca and I went to dinner on Friday night and I had pizza.
Wow.
Like just pizza.
Just pizza.
No gluten-free, no dairy-free, just pizza. That's my pretend story is I can have pizza and open my windows.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. It's life-changing.
It is.
40 years, 30 years on Claritin, gone. Yeah, opening the windows at night. So refreshing.
Okay, so Karen, you totally have to make us a little video testimonial.
Okay.
And post on Team Momentum and say, guys, I just want to tell you how much this has changed my life. Here's my story.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. All right.
Because you're so good at speaking and talking. That'll impact so many lives. Just what you said, 30 years on Claritin and it's done. And
Yeah.
Yeah, say what it was like before, how bad it was, you know, the before, the after type of thing. And
okay. Yeah, the EpiPen, the inhaler, the Claritin.
That's huge.
The Benadryl. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. So do you guys think you could do that?
Yeah, it really helps me to have, I numbered my steps. I'm pretty methodical. So just as I'm learning it, just to have that and have it in my brain, 15 minutes, 20 max, like how much time I should spend on each step.
Yeah, and sometimes I tell people, I'm like, we might need longer because you like to talk a lot. And they start laughing. I'm like, I'm kidding. Yeah, we're talkers. So they like, yeah.
Yeah.
And have a conversation with them. And really, you don't care. You just know your job is to just share it and show it. Mm-hmm. And their job is to let you know if they're interested or not. And that's okay, right? People come at me with, well, I don't get a lot of objections, but I get people text me, what do you say when this person says, like, does this replace supplements? And how does that work? And I'm like, oh man, I never get into those conversations. If it's done properly at the beginning, most of the questions are done,
Yeah.
Suddenly they don't have a problem with the MLM because they get this and it looks easy and they weren't being sold. And the science spoke from itself because we showed them PubMed, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we make whatever they say okay. So the three-way call, right? What I'm teaching people to do, my big breakthrough of aha was at the Vancouver Leadership Academy. I was speaking to an author and he was saying the problem is in MLM and network marketing is most people don't actually teach what actually works for them. They teach one thing, but they really did something different. And I realized that I've got to start now teaching what actually I do. And then whether or not you want to do it or modify it, that's okay. I'm just sharing what I know works because it's what I do. I qualify people before I put them on a three-way call. If they just want to be a customer, I just sign them up. They don't need a three-way call. If they have questions I can't answer, I'll find somebody and maybe do a three-way call then. If they're interested in the business, I'll offer a three-way call at that point. Would it help if I introduce you to, and then I throw out whoever, my daughter, she's got a lot more experience around this. She's had an amazing testimony, but she's actually gone full time into this. That's how committed she is to this. And she knows a lot more about this because she's more focused on it. For me, I say, I'd love to introduce you to the person who's at the top of our line. He's in the top 15 out of 80,000 distributors. And I said today to a guy, I said, don't worry, he's the least salesy guy I know. He's a great guy, but if you are thinking of doing this as a business, you probably want to meet one of your key partners. Would that be helpful to make that introduction for you, right? This guy was a former CEO of a major coffee company. So I'm just clean business, would that be a benefit to you, right? So I'm no longer saying my mentor, my friend. He's direct to the company. He's at the top of our line and in the top 15 distributors, paid distributors.
Dave Marquis, is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if that would, you feel that would be a benefit, I'll reach out to him and we could set up a time. If you give me a couple times that will work for you, I'll reach out to Dave and see if we can make that call happen, right? But I've qualified them. They're qualifying themselves, actually. I'm not just trying to get everybody on a 3-way call. I'm doing it if they say it's okay. And if they have questions, I'm going to say, well, would you be cool if I introduced you to my daughter Tama, my friend Karla, whatever. And they, and tell them, don't worry, they're not going to try to sell you on anything. They're really good at just helping people get their questions answered. They believe in helping people make the best decision for them, whatever that ends up being. They're okay with it. Make it safe. If it's safe and they trust you, they'll be open and they'll be looking at this differently if they're not all blocked about the approach, right?
Right.
So Tama's safe, I'm safe, Dave Marquis is safe. You might want to wait on a few others to reach out to in our upline who.
Yes, I figured that out.
Yeah. So lovely people.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It would be too soon for brand new people though.
A lot of the times, yes. Yeah. Tama, any comments? Oh, you're on mute. I'll stop the share.
Rebecca, did you have any thoughts or any? Sorry, I moved my screen. Anything? Any questions? Anything?
No, not at this point. It lots of good notes on like good ways to talk about it though. And I actually kind of do it. When I have talked about it before, I've actually done it more like face to face versus an actual like Zoom meeting, because I'll have somebody there and I'll have somebody else talking about it and they'll like come over. So then I'll like show them the video and stuff like that.
Yeah, face to face, either in person or Zoom is the best way to do it. And with my friends in the beginning, I did it all face to face, right? Well, Zoom I don't think existed 4 years ago. But now I'm talking to people who are not within half an hour of my vicinity. So it's not an option to get together for coffee. If it is, I prefer that actually. But if not, I love showing them how simple this technology is,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I feel better now that you said that you used to always do it face to face. Because I'm thinking, well, I'm just doing it face to face because I have people right here.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
If you have family or something that doesn't live there, or friends that you used to go to school with, and you want to reach out to them, I know that's challenging, right? You want it to be the right time. You want it to be natural. And I feel the best about that. I'm always finding ways to put myself in front of new people where we can start that conversation and it's easy. Or I watch on Facebook and I'll send them a private message and say, hey, I just saw your post about this. I'd love to share something with you that I came across that's helping people with that or that's addressing that. I don't know if it's going to interest you or not, but if you're open, I'd love to connect anyways. It's been years or whatever, find out. But then I only do it when there's a natural reason, but I'm watching for that natural fit reason. But I have 800 friends on Facebook and I don't just text them out a message and say, hey, I have an opportunity. Do you keep your options open when it comes to making money? That's just weird for me and uncomfortable. And I just don't know how to do that, right? But I know how to talk to people and start conversations and make a new friend and say, hey, I have something. If you're open, I'd love to set up a time. I could show it to you properly. The science is really interesting. It's based on this new biohacking. There's a business opportunity. And hey, that's definitely not for everybody. But I'll show you all aspects and you'll know in 10 minutes. Sound cool?
Yeah.
Before looking forward to see your pretty face again. I tell people or something, just get a yes on that. And that's all your job is. Yeah, and if you could do that 15 times a month, that's actually our system. And they call it the fast track. It's not just our system. It's a system that gets results to a growing paycheck. It isn't 100 exposures a month. It isn't even 60 and 30 like the contest we ran, which was fun. I didn't do 60 last month, and I still signed up as many as signed up for that contest. Right? So squeeze it into the nooks and crannies, whatever works for you, but have fun with it. And I'm sure if it's fun, you're going to do it more often. So I'm not a scheduler. I can't say, well, book this time for LifeVantage. That is not me. But it's pretty much all I'm thinking about all the time. And if it's a fit for somebody, I want to show it to them to see if it lights them up, right? That's it. So I'm looking to make appointments. I'm looking to make 15 this month. We created a little group. So if you guys, and it's only for people who are willing to commit, and don't feel you have to join if you're not willing to commit to 15 this month. Just say you're not, and that's okay. Nobody's going to judge you, and we'll be there to support the 2, 5, or 10 that you do. But we created in a 15 and 30 for October, and I'm running a contest for it, and I'm going to share it on the team call at 7, but you guys will get the pre-teaching, the pre-launch information. I'm buying 2 $100 gift certificates to celebrate after this crazy month. You get to go out and celebrate at the keg. Whoever signs up the most volume in actual organizational volume, they'll win a $100 gift certificate. So dinner's on me. And the person who signs up the most bodies, because the point is exposures. I don't care if it's a customer or distributors. If you get first comfortable signing up customers, that's the first step, and that deserves a prize. So the most bodies signed up wins also. However, if somebody does the most volume and the most bodies, they get to win both gift certificates. So there's just a little fun thing, and it's just for people who opt in. And then we have the secret Facebook group that's just for our team, because I'm generous, but I'm not buying anybody else's team a cake dinner. So yeah, just let Tama know if that interests you, and she can add you to the secret group.
Is it in Vancouver, the keg?
We have one in Langley, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, close.
Okay.
So.
I have a question for social media. What do you ladies recommend? Do you do a separate Facebook page for the business and not combine it on your personal page, or?
I don't do a Facebook. I was saying to Tama, you know what, there's teams who do Facebook, but they're so trained. They have a upline team that knows how to do Facebook. I don't. So I will connect with somebody and I'll say, you know, what's the best time to have an actual conversation, right? I'm a friend.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I mean, like once they're your customer or whatever, just to refer them to a page. Okay.
I put all my customers and even prospects who I've shown it to, even if they haven't made a decision, they go right into Team Momentum. That is going to do the heavy lifting. You're never going to have to remember to keep them updated. Facebook will keep them updated. And in the Team Momentum, I never post business stuff. Because if a customer is not interested, I don't want to throw the business in their face about so-and-so, welcome so-and-so to the team and rank advancement.
So can you please remind me then, because Rebecca, of course, already figured this out, but there are 2 websites or 2 Facebook pages. One is Team Momentum and one is Team Momentum for distributors. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And please add your people, because I will be looking for your names. If people try to request to join all the time, but if I don't know who they are, I don't let them in, right? I don't want people, that's I want to protect that group. So, but if you say added by Karen Marion, it'll just, if you go in there, add a member, put their name in, I'll approve them.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. But always ask their permission. Don't be adding people without do that. And it's really annoying. So I get added to groups all the time. I'm like, thanks for asking. Don't want to be in your handbag selling group, Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Karla. Really appreciate you doing that with us tonight. And I don't know, I think after doing this for a year, I think this is probably the most duplicatable I've seen it, easiest to teach and pass down and to do myself and to do with just keep passing it down to teammates so that it keeps growing and it's easy. So thank you for doing that, and thank you for all the time you've put into that and learning that. And I know it's a lot of boiling a lot down. So yeah, it's not a mind this last, what, 50 minutes you've spent with us and all the information you just passed on very simply. So
Thank you. Yeah, it's really good, Karla.
Oh, you're welcome. The key is, you know, for so long, so many people in this business say, just put people in front of your upline. You know what? Your friends don't want to meet your upline. They want to hear about what you're doing from you.
Yeah, yeah,
right?
it's true. It's true.
And the validation, the third-party validation, that is the ABC video. That's third-party validation, right? Plan B
Right.
is loaded with third-party validation, including PubMed. If they have questions, you might want to do a three-way call, but
Yeah.
you know, if they want to do the
No.
business, you definitely want to introduce them to the rest of their support team.
Mm-hmm.
But and I'm telling you, you're going to hear other people say differently. But those people, if you actually ask them what they did, they're not doing the three-way call at every presentation. They never have, and they're not doing it now.
Well, I
right?
think it's a deal stopper because for me, I think, okay, I can only go so far, and then I have to do the three-way. But what if they don't buy? And then I'm going to be taking their time of Tama or Karla or Dave, and you know, I don't want to take their time because I'm not sure. They seem really tentative, and then I go, okay, forget it, because
Not only
you know,
that,
the three-way.
you might be good at it, but I guarantee your prospect is thinking, I don't think I could do that. Just put
Yeah.
it all together, and that feels, you know, that was okay, but
Right.
I can't do that to my friends.
Right. Right. Yeah, that was a stopper for me, so I like having that. I really like that. That's one of my favorite parts of your presentation.
Good. So go for it. Do your thing. If you need help, you can even just message. Do Facebook Messenger. Ask me the questions on Messenger. Create a little group. Add your friend. Okay, let's create a little chat three-way. We can do a chat three-way. That's cool too, right? It's more comfortable than a live conversation. So if I see a little, and I'm got this on my hands at all times. So if I see my little bleep, I'm like, oh, what is that? Oh, I'll answer your question. Right?
I know, you're really great about it. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, no problem.